Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're doing amazing. Well, what do we talk about today? The topic is, how do you expect the world to trust you when you don't trust yourself? Have you ever had a regret like this? I was not chosen for that position. I was not promoted. Um, I did not get that. Um, it's more of like choosing. I wanted that project, but I didn't get it. I wanted to have that client, but I didn't get it. I wanted to do this, but I couldn't. If you look at it, you'll find a lot of such regrets. Now think about it. Why? Why didn't you get it? It is easy for us to believe that we did not get it because others didn't see what light we bring in, or others didn't trust us, or kind of putting the entire onus on others. But that would not bring the real transformation in you unless until you realize the fact that you are the creator of every experience that you're experiencing right now in this very moment. And so, what if you kind of turn that and look within and see and ask yourself this question: how much do I trust myself? Do I trust my inner voice? Do I trust myself enough to stand up for what I believe in? Do I trust myself to apply for a leadership position that I think I'm worth it? And if the answer is no, then you know that it has nothing to do with the external world. But when you don't believe in your own self, forget about others trusting you. The day you start trusting yourself, the world is going to trust you. And so, if you are in a stance like this, where you are struggling and finding it difficult to get things done, whatever it might be, you know that somewhere deep down, you don't trust yourself. And so, you might always be seeking for that approval from the external world. It could be approval in terms of signs from the universe, approval from people, approval in terms of budget, approval in terms of time, approval in terms of the right scenario, approval in terms of the right moment. And that list is a never-ending list. You will never find that right time, right moment, right place, right moment to start something, because the issue is not with any of this, but it is with you. You don't trust yourself enough to be a yes. You don't trust yourself enough to be committing to what you really want. You don't trust yourself enough to be owning the consequences of your decision. You don't trust yourself enough to be living a life that you so very wish to. You don't trust yourself enough to be making your fantasy a reality. You don't trust yourself enough to be standing in your leadership and doing what you really want to do. Until the time you don't trust yourself, the world is never gonna trust you. Because remember, we don't get what we want, but who we are. So deep down, if you have a self-esteem issue, if you don't have that confidence, if you don't trust your own self, then you're going to attract everything which is going to remind you of that contrast, that is distrust, every experience that you're going to encounter in your life is going to remind you of your inability to trust yourself, so that you get present to this pattern of yours, to this shadow side of yours, and do something about it, act on it. This is a learned behavior, and let's have some compassion. As I say this, I'm not here to put you in a place of vulnerability or shame or guilt, but to really help you to see the mirror and take ownership of whatever stance you're in life, so that you become aware of your limiting patterns. And once you're aware of that limiting pattern, you can then more freely express yourself in the world out there. And the world needs you. Remember, the world needs your gifts. The world needs that unique, great gift that you're bringing to this experience. And unless and until you let go of those things which are standing in that way of you expressing in totality, neither you are benefited nor the world is benefited. This pattern of not trusting oneself doesn't just come like that. And we do experience the contrast of things like this, because only when we experience the contrast, we will understand what is the exact opposite of that. Meaning, only when you experience sadness, you will understand what is joy. Only when you experience darkness, you will understand what is light. So, if you are experiencing the inability to trust yourself, then only from a stance like this, when you are aware of how you are showing up, you can then take leadership of trusting yourself again. And it's a journey. It is a journey. The first step is getting aware, understanding that everything that I'm expecting from the world to do it for me, the first leadership has to come from myself. Only when I trust myself enough, I'll be attracting the things that I truly, truly am desiring and wanting. So, what I would like to leave you here with is this reflection. This need in you where you want to not own the consequence of your own decision making, the consequence of not trusting yourself and giving it to somebody else. What if you take that in you and start trusting yourself? Because remember, till the time you don't take that leadership, the world around you will remind you of the fact that you need to trust yourself. Only then things will start falling in place for you. Well, with this, I would like to wind up today's conversation. And if you like what I do, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for new updates. And until next, take care. Love you all.